Hi all! Today's video is a brief overview of the warnings surrounding dry fasting, based on several consultations I've had lately. After consulting with individuals who have been at a certain facility, or rather a specific site, where dry fasting went poorly for them, resulting in various health problems. This is not just one case, but several cases. I now have my book published in English, which means there are many people globally from various countries who know about it, who are aware that we practice dry fasting, and who have asked me for advice and help because they have come out with various health problems, especially serious circulatory issues following dry fasting, problems with digestion, and problems of extreme fatigue after dry fasting. What is especially concerning is that after a week of dry fasting, you should normally feel energized, energy. She is at her maximum for 6 months, and then these people are exactly the opposite of what is produced. So they have cases of individuals who have completely exceeded their capacity. They were urged into prolonged fasting that was excessively long, and dry fasting can be a double-edged sword. If executed properly, everything is fine, but if you make mistakes, before, during, and after the fast and dry fasting can indeed worsen your situation, which is precisely what occurred. We will revisit this topic. The update is that the upcoming retreat in Switzerland is completely full. We have 20 participants, and we cannot accept more due to safety and logistical concerns. The upcoming retreat still has openings. It will take place in Montenegro at the end of September or the start of October. Additionally, the exciting news is that next year we plan to open a new European country, probably Greece. It's underway but not finalized yet. It will be Greece. We will try to open as many countries in Europe as possible to start the dry fasting, so we will be the pioneers in this. We will explore various countries, likely starting with Greece. The standard treatments will continue, and we will assess if we need to make any requests later. We will implement some changes and offer another treatment in August for individuals wishing to fast between 2 and 5 days, particularly those with no prior experience. We will propose this. It may serve as a prerequisite for those who wish to come for longer treatments. This will allow them to see how we operate and what we do, providing them with an understanding. Of course, there will always be a food reintroduction, but it will all be spread over 6 to 7 days, following the model you find everywhere in France, but it's not really fasting, so we are continuing our work with dry fasting, as we have experienced significant success that is genuinely therapeutic and personal. There have been significant transformations following this last treatment. We can clearly see the importance of working on body, soul, and spirit. It's impossible to dissociate the physical from the mental and emotional aspects. When you integrate them, you really achieve something remarkable. This combination results in a fasting experience that is genuinely intriguing from both a physical and psychological perspective, and even spiritually. We are the only center offering psycholistic fasting right now. You receive individual emotional support, and there are also group workshops available. Especially now we have 3 coaches. We are 3 coaches in total, and you will truly receive personalized attention based on your history. You can do this in groups or one-on-one with coaches available all day, making us unique in offering this outdoor dry fast. In fact, this dry fasting is the most refined. It emphasizes detoxification, cellular regeneration, and achieving maximum autophagy. You have ketone bodies ranging from 7 to 9. During a dry fast, you have fewer ketone bodies compared to a water fast, and that's the diet. In terms of therapeutic effects, we can address these acidotic crises that you may not experience in a regular diet or water fast or otherwise. Achieving this requires a very prolonged effort. In any case, I won't elaborate further, as my videos and training provide all the details you need. You can do this in groups or one-on-one with coaches available all day, making us unique in offering this outdoor dry fast. The theory of dry fasting is discussed in some books, and so here we are. The news is out. For next year, there will be the retreats. It follows. There will also be Colombia at the end of the year for international clients. We are opening Colombia in a beautiful region. It will be a smaller retreat because we won't bring the Schumann plates, all the equipment, so it will be a program somewhat light, yet in a lovely area where we might encounter shamans. There could be ceremonies, there might be some activities. We will do something a bit unique there. So, I will return to my topic today, and we will look into the issues I faced with those who came for appointments that needed fixing. It's not my role, but I do it, so to speak. Thus, after some time, if my job is solely focused on helping individuals who have experienced failure in other places, it would seem rather odd. Therefore, I approached it professionally to attempt to uplift those people who have been negatively affected, and this was the initial indication we noticed among them. The individuals I encountered had a distance that was excessively long. We forced those without any experience into their initial dry fast, establishing levels. We did too. 24, 2, 3, 5. We increase the levels like this, and then we observe how the person reacts. We don't just jump into a dry fast. The person is pushed into a dry fast, as these individuals were forced into fasting. More than 10 days of dry fasting for the first time is madness. We don't do that. We must first prepare the individuals, and then for the first dry fast we stop at 5. And 7 for someone with no experience in this area. I can assure you that if they have completed a fast of 5 or 7 days, that is already a significant achievement. We have individuals in the programs who had never skipped a meal, not even for 24 hours. So how do you expect to take these people to 10 days? It's not possible. So you create toxemia that is excessively high, whether it's physical or psychological. So, while good work on the emotional side can always be done in treatments, that's not an issue, but it forces individuals into a level of physical suffering that is excessive, and it ultimately backfires on them. We have observed precisely these people who have aged 20 years. This is what they told me. A significant digestive issue, so they can no longer digest anything. We will revisit this other point. So first, pushing too far. In dry fasting, it's a serious mistake. The second mistake is that they were pushed to walk too much, so that's not okay. Between 10 and 20 kilometers a day, that's way too much. In the past, there were people in Switzerland who had done walks that were far too long, up to 4 hours of walking. Those people couldn't last more than 5 days, that's how it was. I understand that conserving energy is crucial to travel the greatest distance possible, maintaining reserves for the exit, for regeneration, and for cellular health. After a 7-day dry fast, our digestive system rejuvenates. That's a fact we must acknowledge. Thus, it's essential to retain energy to exit dry fasting effectively. If you're exhausted, in a state of maximum nerve fatigue after completing the dry fast, well, that's it. That's all. You won't be able to recover or regenerate. This is exactly what happened. People went too far with their dry fasting, they burned out, and then poof, they came out. Nothing at all, no juice, nothing to regenerate, nothing to restart, just insults, digestive fluids, pepsin and enzymes, etc. to recreate proteins, etc. There's nothing left, nothing at all in the reservoir, so how can they bounce back? It's difficult. You must keep a certain energy level when you exit and not be burned out. Thus, the first mistake I observed in many individuals was this. The second mistake was the absence of monitoring. We see each person tested with bioresonance. We have a status update at the entrance. Complete lack of follow-up during the dry fast, so we can't see the blood oxygenation level. We have physiological constants. We monitor people based on their parameters. They keep track of themselves, and we are also here to evaluate everything. We can't have a problem. It's simply not possible. We closely monitor people to prevent any accidents or issues. In cases of total absence, imagine individuals having excessively high blood pressure throughout the week. That's the scenario for these people. They overlooked that. It slipped their minds. Consequently, individuals remain uninformed. Such absence can result in accidents, as has occurred in the past. These cases, well, I have more and more of them because now that my book is published in English, we have this international clientele. Regardless, they reach out to me now when searching for answers to specific problems. They request my insights, and that's how it starts. Perhaps prior to that, he was unaware of my existence, which is why I couldn't see it, but now I'm beginning to grasp this sort of concept. During consultations, people believe that the unknown is miraculous and will resolve all issues, yet we still have a limited number of individuals involved. Some diligent people carry out this supportive work, but they do so in a way that isn't holistic at all, and that's just the reality. I gladly have sessions. There's absolutely no problem. In any case, there are questions to ask, which is why this video exists, to caution you. Don't approach things haphazardly. There are important things to learn. We don't just dive in blindly. That's why those who came to us gained a certain autonomy and understood how it works. So reading a book alone won't suffice. Everything that goes on inside a group, there you have it. So, let's start with the first point. I said the distance is excessive. The second point is that the distance is too long as well. The physical effort is excessive, which is problematic. We lack control over these markers and physiological constants. And then the other point is that the exit is particularly lacking, where we have information that has circulated. Here we have information coming from Russia regarding this famous compote. I used it, but it's not suitable at all. A dry fast with compote is madness. We no longer give that to people with digestive sensitivity, as it causes everything to explode. If you give these liquid compotes, everything explodes. Candidiasis returns very easily, and delicate bacteria come back quickly, so we don't give sugar. During the day, on the first day of dry fasting, I experienced all the mistakes, especially the purges of the castor oil before start dry fasting, all of these. I have made all those mistakes, so I understand that I have tested many faults, and now I can truly communicate effectively. No liquid applesauce upon exit. I know that you shouldn't give that, as it will disrupt your ketosis, which can be halted in a single day. The idea is to maintain ketosis, to prolong its effects, to have a continuing ketosis that lasts. After a week, you can exit your ketosis depending on personal circumstances. Ketosis can be interrupted early, and we can discuss it. This is very personal, but we try to maintain ketosis a bit longer to avoid that insulin spike that can cause problems for the pancreas. And then regarding the insulin, the aim is to genuinely try to calm everything down and make a smart exit. There you have it. This is what did not play the other problem. Also dehydration. So the fifth point is the care given during their treatment was the care is not suitable. We avoid certain massages that take energy. We give gentle massages that provide energy, focusing on the emotions, but we will not give deep massages like deaf people to individuals who come out half broken from these treatments. There you go type of massage. Thai, Russian, all that is not appropriate for I don't know what. For me, it's not suitable because it drains too much energy. It's all the energy you lack, not for the follow. Up for the exit. It must be done softly and calmly. So these aggravated individuals, well, now they understand, and they will not return to where they have been. That is for sure and certain. There you go. This video was made to alert people. We do not just do things haphazardly. There are points, there are guidelines to follow. My book was made, well, there you go, to ensure that at least certain information regarding safety donations is incomplete. But if you grasp some of my book, you'll have what you need to navigate and avoid pitfalls. Regarding the situation where these individuals were caught off guard by inappropriate foods such as applesauce, we could also, with these individuals I observed, It's always the same situation. It involved dairy products, including kefir, which contains casein. There you have it. So we don't give that at the exit. You ignite your whole type of eugestics. You create, imagine you have lactose intolerance, but you set everything on fire. There you go. And that burns all your mucous membranes. So you offer that. The second day of the dry fasting event. This is complete nonsense. Therefore, we do not provide milk kefir on the second day of the dry fasting, as it simply does not function. Afterwards, well, there are people who take cereals, whether they contain gluten or not. It doesn't really change much. We don't give cereal after a dry fasting. It doesn't work. These are experiences I've had, so I can speak about it. It complicates the exit, making it more difficult. Ketosis is interrupted. We don't do that. We also don't give honey after a dry fasting. Honey is an antitrypsinogen factor, and it will damage the pancreas. This is sugar. It causes a spike in blood sugar after resting your pancreas for 10 days. We don't give that. It's crazy in Eastern countries. We don't do that. We just don't do that. And the common denominators are just mixtures. No indigestible vegetables with starches, so carrots and things with too high a glycemic index, which tire the pancreas. We don't give that out. We give specific foods, and I won't repeat what we provide. It's all in the training and book, but there are certain foods you must give at discharge in a specific order. We wanted to provide specific foods, and on certain days you've eaten specific vegetables. We don't do this randomly, and some people have very strong digestive systems and can handle it. Digest snails, but we always operate on the principle that we have people with very poor or weak digestive systems, and we really take that into account. For safety, we carefully reintroduce foods day by day, vegetable by vegetable, ensuring they are well tolerated. Specific vegetables that won't lead to fermentation, etc. That's the idea. Certainly for those who have had these issues, the center in question ignored this. They are clueless about it. They don't understand nutrition, so that's the situation. It's a bit of a disaster. Regardless, we give calories, and the more calories you consume, the better it is. The more you will climb back up, actually. That's not how it goes. And then, thus, these are individuals who have been quite severely affected. I will check on them again in 2 months after administering a recovery plan. We will see what happens. I hope they are not too damaged. In any case, do not do anything reckless during these dietary recoveries. There are guidelines to follow, and if you don't adhere to them, it's obvious that, I don't know, it can seriously undermine the credibility of those who claim it is risky. Well, you need to consider those who have experienced. Things didn't go well, and the way they handled it, that's the situation. It's essential to keep asking questions. Therefore, we genuinely strive to do our utmost and to make the best revisions possible. We aim to refine things each time during treatments, improving details for maximum safety. In any case, that's how we practice. So this is a short video, not meant to scare people, because you can continue practicing whatever you want, that's fine, but be careful. And be sure of what you're doing, and don't get trapped by completely absurd dietary revisions, like it was the case for these people. And then, well, I'll see you next time for another video. Bye-bye.